Hello, you guys, and welcome to the Woman's Cave. Yes.
Wow.
Score 1 for me. Okay. Jade, would you like to say something now?
You know what? That's okay. Because, we're just going to start the champagne wars all over again.
No.
Because I want all the champagne for the next, 2 months. So, yeah. Rudeness gets you champagne wars. So enjoy that frozen orange juice.
I'd like to
frozen orange juice. It tastes good, doesn't it? Going down.
I'd like to call a piece of quart.
Frozen orange juice.
I'd like to call a piece of quart because I still have the 18-year-old scotch. Maybe we can come to an agreement.
But frozen mimosas for me. And then you're not going to drink.
Never mind. I'm walking away from the peace table. Forget this. I'm drinking my scotch. I don't even need
I'm Jade, though.
Oh, I'm Winona.
You're going to drink your scotch in the morning with eggs? Enjoy that.
Okay.
Enjoy that. I'm going to be like, frozen mimosa. It tastes so good. Like frozen mimosas.
If you guys don't know, we have a lovely little ice cream machine, like the soft serve that you pull the handle and it makes frozen mimosas. So you pour the cocktails and you pour the juice and the thing in, and we put Grand Marnier in there too. Yeah. And then you pull the handle. Oh my!
And then you give it 15 minutes, and then you pull the handle. And you get frozen mimosas with Grand Marnier. It's so fabulous. But Winona will only be having frozen orange juice.
And we have books.
It'll be sad for her.
We have literary
life guides with hot poetry. And that's what we are. Oh, but first, before I even talk about that, we got to talk about that Ladies Tale podcast.
I'm excited.
Okay, we're talking about the Ladies Tale podcast, y'all. So just mosey on over and go to the Ladies Tale podcast, or you can check it out. You can go to andwethought.com, and it's right there on the front page, on the homepage, podcast. Go to the Ladies Tale podcast, check out the first episode. We have a table read of
our pilot episode. Our TV pilot episode thingy one day. Managers, it's done as an old-time radio show.
It is, and y'all know that we are just poets, so we don't really write scripts, but hey, people wanted to read it, so let's do this thing.
They asked for an episode too, so yeah, we get to do it again.
Another one is coming up soon, so that will be exciting. Thank you to all the actors and the producer, Tanya Todd, for actually doing this thing for us. So we thank you for that. All right, and then you can check out our literary life guides, the Untitled Thought series. I'm not going through it, y'all.
There's 13 of those.
It's just a lot, all right? So just check that out on www.andwethought.com. And then you can check out the 25 hottest in the literary magazine that we have. All of that, literally, if you go to www.andwethought.com, right on the homepage.
Do you feel we did enough of a sales pitch?
I think we did.
One more time?
No, we're joking. So wonderful guests. Y'all are here to hit. I'm here to hit about. Let's hear from our wonderful guests.
Wonderful guests, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi guys, my name is Laura Buckles. I am an actress, writer, and producer. I'm also a transformational life coach, and basically I will do anything they'll pay me for. What does that make me? Happy.
Oh,
yes.
A Jane of all trades,
Exactly. I'm a master of most.
Oh,
figure that out there.
I need to learn how to be a master of most. I feel like I'm intermediate of most and crappy at a few.
I'm always crappy at a few. Usually it's doing my laundry.
Oh man, I just finally did that. We had to evacuate, and I went to a friend's house, and I was like, "Hey, do you mind if I do my laundry? I'll pay you for it. I'll just leave $20 for you."
17 bags later.
17 bags of laundry later.
Wow.
Finally done.
Impressive. Yeah.
We do laundry sometimes. Anyway, let's move on and talk about you. You, first of all, I know about you because you have a podcast. So can you tell us a little bit about the podcast and how it got started?
Yeah, definitely. So I have a podcast. See, can't talk. I have a podcast called Says Who. It's Conversations with Actors. And the idea came about, I was doing some research as an actor. I was doing research on what I like to call my pace cars, those people who are in careers just ahead of me, taking their careers to places that I would like to be, that I can look at as pace cars. And I had this realization that, there are a lot of information out there about celebrities, really famous people. And there's a little bit of information on those sort of mid-range actors. But for working actors who are doing things every day and making their living acting, but aren't famous, you don't go, oh, that's Tom Cruise. I know Tom Cruise. There just isn't that much information about that. And at the same time, I was watching, I don't know if you guys ever saw it, but Vogue's 70 something number questions with people. I was watching that, and I was watching the new David Letterman series, and I just thought to myself, the reason these people are interesting is because they are people. The reason that we are watching them, or the reason that they're getting interviewed, is because they're famous. But the reason they're interesting is because they're people. So I decided to start interviewing for myself actors who are working actors, but aren't famous, aren't necessarily recognizable. But these are people who are making a living, doing their thing in the everyday world. And I love it. It is so much fun, and it is so interesting to me to see, just how all of these people make their livings in doing things, sometimes things I had never even thought of. I interviewed someone who is a looper. So basically he adds the background dialogue, or like if they're say that you're in a scene where there's a surgery and there's 4 or 5 different doctors. So you have the main dialogue that's been done by actors, but those background actors don't say anything. So he comes in and he adds the dialogue for all of that. Didn't even know that was really a job. He's done like 600 something movies.
Nice. Can we interview him?
I know, right? That sounds amazing.
I want to know about that job.
It's really amazing, right? Who knew?
Before Jade asks a practical question, I'd like to jump in here since I've already lost the champagne wars. And do my narcissist question. I just want you to know I do play Yasmin in Managers, just once. Does that include me? Can I be on your podcast now? No, I'm joking.
You know what? Yeah, 100% can, because that's exactly my point. You guys, you're interesting because you're people. Actors, whatever. You're interesting because you're people. That's all.
Jade, you have a practical question.
No,
right?
absolutely. I was going to say that I love that you said the people are interesting because they're people. And we have that same kind of like vibe about us when we say that as authors, people, if they don't know you, you're not like a famous author, well, they're going to buy your brand. They're going to buy who you are. So if you like me, you'd be like, oh, this $4 for this book. Sure, I'll spend this $4 because I like this person and I want them to do well. So that's a very interesting point that you brought out that I think most people miss in branding is that people want to connect with other people.
100%. It's that know, like, trust thing, right?
Yeah.
You know us, if you like us, if you trust us, then you'll take that next step. You'll pull out your wallet. You'll agree to an interview. You'll do the next ask. You'll say yes to the next ask.
So thank you so much for not knowing us, but liking us and trusting us for the interview.
So we appreciate that.
Well, that's what I did, right? I popped on to your website and I took a look and I went, okay, these guys are a lot of fun. I would love to sit down and have a drink and a snack and talk to these guys.
Don't threaten us with a good time because we might catch a plane.
Don't threaten me. Not now. When COVID is over, don't threaten me with a good time.
We can have a Zoom good time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yes, we could.
Absolutely.
But my Japanese whiskey is too far away to do that.
Oh,
I understand this. My Japanese whiskey is in another room, so.
Oh, good on you. Yes, I always keep mine nearby because if we have a long day, I need to pep up again.
You're a thinker. You're a thinker, and I appreciate that.
Let's talk about how you're an actress and a producer. So, what do you produce, and then what do you act in?
So, the short answer is for both of those, whatever they'll let me. The longer answer is. Right now I'm based in Los Angeles, so I do most of my acting is film, television related, just because that's what's here mostly. And as far as what I produce, again, short answer, whatever they'll let me. I run the gamut on stuff that I've produced, everything from obviously my own podcast and video cast to music videos to film. And one of the things that I do, which is this really interesting little niche market, is I produce ethics-based industrial videos for large corporations. What you say?
I know what that is.
No, I say that seems like you got paid. I like it. I'm there for it.
Yeah, and it's this interesting niche because every company over a certain amount of employees or anyone who has a government contract has to have ethics related videos.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like being able to pitch somebody in an elevator, doors are closed, can't get out.
Nice.
Well, that's.
I remember when someone looked at me one day and was like, "Oh, you're pretty. You should be an actress." And I said, "No, it's way too competitive." And they were like, "Well, have you thought about being in the ethics videos? They get paid constantly."
Yeah.
And I was like, "But why would I want to do that? I've sat through how many of those?" And I went, "But who would do that?" Go. And you got paid, and you said okay. And then I got, you grow up and you go, and they got paid. I would say okay.
I say all right. Yeah. Also, I'm lucky enough to work at a company, Resound Inc., that goes out of their way to try and make them a little more interesting, than just a talking head telling you what you should and shouldn't do. So that's fun because it's more serialized. It's more like a television show or little tiny short movies.
Oh, that is cool. Fun. I almost want to go out and get hired again just to
see.
Now.
So what is? What are the differences between? I mean, well, obviously between your own podcast, like we know the difference between that and like a music video. I mean, that's kind of. But the differences between maybe like a music video and then your ethics-based. Why
ethics-based video?
Yes, those. So what are the differences in producing those?
I would say, in some ways, not much. Scope would be one of them. With a music video, since you use that, with a music video, you're probably not talking to unions so much. Budgets are usually smaller. So I've done everything from a few $1,000 video for an up and coming band to working with labels and band managers on a much larger scale. But you're not usually working with the unions, so SAG, AFTRA, or BAFTA if you're in England. So that's one difference. And length of the project, which also changes the scope of it. Because if you're looking for 16 days and 22 locations and 44 actors, that really changes your scope. Whereas if you're looking at 2 days and 4 band members and 1 location, you're doing the same work, you're just not doing it as many times over, if that makes sense.
No, okay, I understand.
So I have 3 questions, but we only have 7 minutes. You think you can do it?
I can do it.
7 minutes.
Okay. 7 minutes, 3 questions.
What? Number 1, is there craft services? Because that's very important.
100%. Oh,
awesome.
100%. That is my number 1 rule. And no matter what, you get fed well. You know why? You get fed well. You're going to work better. You're going to work faster. You work faster. I can get my days done. I come in under budget.
Nice.
So that's one.
Now I wanted to ask a whole nother question, but I can't. Number 2, what pieces of advice would you give for anyone that's going into Hollywood as an actor, actress, producer?
I would tell anybody who's going in, 1, make sure you have a huge foundation of believing in yourself. Remember, you're enough just literally by being on this planet. By being on this planet, you are intrinsically valuable, and always hold on to that. Number 2, do all the jobs. Try out everything on set. Even if you're coming here to be an actor, try out craft services. Try out being a PA. Be a makeup artist. Work in a manager or agent's office. Learn all about all aspects of it. And that goes for if you want to be a producer, if you want to be a director, if you want to be a writer. Learn every aspect that you can of the entire industry, because you never know when it's going to come in, and you'll have more respect for the other people doing those jobs, which means everything will work better.
And my third and last question is, what is your dream role as an actress?
That's a really good question. My dream role would be to be a series regular on a long-running television show that is a dramedy, so hour-long based, Probably not a television-based one, so probably something that is streaming because you get a little more leeway with that. And I would like for it to be an ensemble show. So while I was a lead on the show, I didn't have to carry all the things, which means I could have more vacation and get home that night to play with my dog and eat with my boyfriend and do those things. So that would be my dream.
Sounds like she wants to be on our show.
I'm in. How easy that is.
Okay, so sorry. And the last more important question, not more important than your dream, obviously, but where can people check out your podcast and find out more about you?
Yep. So the easiest way to do that is to go to www.laurabuckles, all one word, .com. From there, you've got some pictures, you've got a link to my podcast. If you hover over something at the top, which I can't remember right now, you can also meet my dog. I have a set trained Jack Russell. Says me and my little dog too. You can meet him and see some of the things he's been in.
Yeah, I so meant to ask you about that.
Well, that's okay. Maybe she'll come back and then
will you come back?
This could be a series. How many parts? How many times can you ask me things? I'll be here for you.
Just twice. I'm not that smart.
Thank you so much for coming on, and please check out her website, which is one more time for us:
www.laurabuckles.com.
Okay, so check her out, and you can check out everything your ladies are doing on www.andwethought.com. Two things. When you go there, take a moment, go to the homepage and check out our new podcast, The Ladies' Tale, because Managers is pretty funny. Yes, I'm biased, but I'm going to say it's pretty funny. So check it out. And check out the actors, too, that have graciously done it for us. So we thank you for that. But more importantly than that, than subscribing to my podcast and doing stuff for me, let's talk about going to the ladies page, going down to the middle and see the charities that we probably support. And maybe you can support them, too. Yes, we know, as the old saying says, that money is funny nowadays, and we get it. And so you might not have money to donate to them, but you might have time or old things you would think about donating to charity anyway. You might want to do that. And if you don't have that, that's okay too. Maybe you just go to their website, fill out the contact us form, say thank you so much for doing this good work in the world, because we all need encouragement. I need encouragement. Don't you need one?
My narcissism needs to be fed daily.
Daily, right? So thank you in advance for that. And remember that wisdom is all around you if
you're open to finding it and accepting it. So peace and love, you guys, from Will Nona
and Jade. Bye-bye. Oh yeah, thanks for listening.